Hi everyone and welcome. It's been a few weeks since I've done a movie review on my channel because it's been a few weeks since there was a movie that I was really interested to see. But tonight was the return of one of my favorite franchise. Even though there's films in that franchise that are both amazing and good and decent, I love this franchise, so I was very excited to see Alien Covenant. In my opinion, this was one of the most anticipated movies of 2017. My expectations were extremely high, even with the fact that Prometheus, the 2012 film that this is a sequel to, wasn't the greatest film that I was hoping as well. But in the end, I just watched Prometheus again last week, just in preparation for this new movie, Alien Covenant, and I have to say, it's a mess. Prometheus is a mess. It's an extremely flawed film, but it's beautiful. I care about the characters, even the ones that make really stupid decisions half the time. Michael Fassbender is just fabulous in that movie, and the movie just looks great. I love all the practical effects and makeup effects and CGI effects. So it's a flawed film, Prometheus, but I still think it's a great film, even though it raises so many questions and no answers whatsoever can be found. But I was hoping that things would be fixed up with this new one. We get to know a whole new crew. Of course, Ridley Scott is back. The man who made the original Alien film in 1975, one of my favorite films of all time. Also, the sequel, Aliens, is one of my favorite action science fiction movies of all time. But I just love being in this universe again. And so with Alien Covenant, we get to know a huge crew, a new ship, sorry, not called Alien, it's called Covenant. A new crew that includes Billy Crudup and Catherine Waterston, and of course, Michael Fassbender is back, but he's playing an android called Walter, Danny McBride, Damien Bashir, and the cast rolls out. There's like 15 crew members, and then there's a few surprises that I'm going to try my hardest for the people that have not seen the movie yet. I'm going to try my hardest not to spoil anything in this review. And if I do spoil something, I apologize right now. I just have a lot to say about this movie in a short period of time. So I'm not going to go deep into the plot, but this is a sequel to Prometheus. There's things that involve these characters that happen that you know, as they go along, that they're affected of what happened in the last film. So, you know, they go to a new planet and blah, blah, blah. And, of course, the movie is called Alien, so you know. And if you've seen the trailer, which I stayed away from all the trailers except for the teaser. I just wanted to see the teaser trailer just to see what the movie looked like. So I tried to stay away from the story of this movie. I wanted to go in this movie almost completely blind to watch this film and hopefully love it. And hopefully say, great, it is made Prometheus. I mean, it explained everything that was going on Prometheus, and it made sense, and it was a greater film, and it's just a wonderful return to the Alien franchise. That's what I'm hoping to say right now. Sadly, I just cannot. I cannot. As a big fan of Ridley Scott, I have to say this is one of, and I mean, it's a gorgeous looking film, and I'll get in detail, and there's a lot that I do like about the film, but this might be one of the weakest films in his entire filmography. And sadly, I have to say, I never thought I would say this, but I feel that Prometheus, Alien 3 from 1992, and Alien Resurrection from 97, it's been 20 years since we actually had a real Alien movie, not counting the Alien vs. Predator movie, which I didn't like, and some I did like. Anyways, I can't believe I'm saying this, that Prometheus did it better, Alien 3 did it better, and Alien Resurrection even did it better than this film. And this film looks beautiful. It looks great. I don't think it's up there with Prometheus looking as beautiful as that film did. Surprisingly, not in 3D. I was surprised not in 3D, but I did want to see it in XD Cinemark and see it as large and big as I possibly can because, again, I was very excited to see this film. I had a couple friends there, and we got a chance to discuss the film afterwards. But I was expecting to love this film. I wasn't expecting Alien to surpass Alien or surpass Aliens. I was never expecting that. But I was expecting that it would at least be better than Prometheus. And sadly, it's even more flawed, raising more questions that I just don't think it ever has answers for. And I'm assuming there'll be another film after this, hopefully leading up to 1979's Alien and finding out how did that ship get on that planet, LV-426. You know, and again, I don't want this review to be like, what did that mean, and what did that mean, and what did that... I don't want it to be about that. I want to be more about the feeling that as I watched it, Now, I have to say I did like the way the movie started with the credits. I enjoyed the introduction to the crew and some of the things that hopefully brought in a little bit of emotion as we sympathize with these characters and get into them, you know, what they're all about and where they're going and how they get there. And I did like the feel, and I love the incorporation as a fanboy of Alien, I should say, the first original film. I love the Jerry Goldsmith score, and it's utilized a lot in this film, and I appreciated that. It just felt like we were bringing us back into this world, and of course that nostalgia worked on that factor. But at the same time, I like the characters for the most part. There's a lot of characters, and not everyone that I actually cared about, but for the most part, I liked Catherine Waterston's character, and I liked Danny McBride's character, and some of the other ones were nice. Damon Bashir, you know, Billy Crudup were fine, you know. But as the movie goes along, and as, you know, Michael Fassbender, who's different in this film, it's great that he's playing a different character, and there's different approaches to the Alien universe that we've never seen before, that I did appreciate. The movie's not trying to be totally the same thing, but at the same time, it felt like it was trying to be a combination of the same thing that we've seen. And, you know, it's just, I know this is like the 8th or 10th whatever movie in the franchise, 6th, I think, movie in the franchise, so there is a lot of things that I felt like maybe were a rehash of what we've seen in the past, but a different way to rehash that, and I don't know if that makes any sense, probably doesn't, but I felt like it was maybe not completely original, but different. And I appreciate that. I was like, this is cool. That's gross. I love that. You know, I get a little bit of tension in my soul, a little bit of fear in my soul. But at the same time, I start questioning the story and questioning what the characters are going through, and also dealing with the pacing. And then there's scenes that go on for way too long, and then there's other scenes where we get to see aliens of some kind, and I wish there was more of that. And I have to say, I wish, you know, for all the great practical effects that were in Prometheus, and you can complain about the story and the characters, but there was a lot of great practical effects. With this one, I felt like there was not a lot of great practical effects. I mean, they were great looking, but there wasn't a lot of them. The movie focused, I felt like it focused more on doing CGI. And granted, the CGI looks really, really cool. It does. It looks great, and the alien looks great. But I wanted more practical effects. I wanted more things to make it feel more authentic, more like I could touch it and stuff like that. And at the same time, I think what makes the aliens that still, I mean, 1979, almost 40 years now, that movie is almost 40 years old, and it still lingers on me because we don't see the alien very much in that movie. I don't know how many minutes we actually see the alien. So the idea, I mean, even though we know what the alien looks like now, I almost wish there was less of showing the alien and more of like making it feel like a cross between Alien and Aliens. I mean, in this movie they do have guns, so they could have like combined the whole thing, you know, with making it an action movie and also a horror film. They could have done that, but at the same, but at last, it just, as the movie drags along, there's just a lot of things that just bothered me, and when it leads up to hopefully an exciting ending, I still feel like I don't know if I care anymore. I literally don't care, and now I don't know, would I ever watch this movie again? Maybe, you know, if I get it at home someday when it comes out, I'll check it out. You know, when it comes out on Blu-ray, I'll check it out, and I'll see if I still feel the same way or if I feel differently, because I love being in the Alien universe. I love seeing the alien, and I didn't hate these characters, but I just hated some of the things that happened to these characters, and then I hate's a strong word, but I just did not like just how some of the scenes just linger on, and it raises more questions, tons of questions. Ridley Scott, and your questions, I'm not saying I need to be everything answered. I do want to walk away going, oh, that's something to think about. But then I'm like, what does that mean? And why does that mean? And why did he do that? And who cares about what's going on here? It just, all these things wrapped around in my head, and it hurts. It hurts. And I do appreciate that if I enjoyed the film more, and I cared about the characters more, and I was into the story more. But I have to say, this movie is just extremely all over the place. And at times it's really cool looking with some great special effects, and there's some neat, nice scenes that build tension and really create some scary moments in the movie. But then there's stuff that happens in the film that, you know, either doesn't make sense, or I just didn't care, or didn't find it too interesting, or just a little lackluster. It just really felt a little lackluster and odd and kind of boring at times. So I am all over the place. There's stuff that I really loved, there's stuff that I enjoyed and liked, and then there's a lot of stuff that I'm like, if I watch this movie again, will it still bother me, or will I be more forgiving the next time around? And can they make me forget all this and be more forgiving in the third film, which I'm assuming is coming if this movie makes money on name alone? We'll have to see. But overall, I just felt like, even with my expectations so high, and I didn't expect, I guess I didn't expect it to meet those expectations, but at least rise to the occasion to get as close as possible. But it felt like it just took many steps back instead of going forward and telling an interesting story with the characters. And I think Michael Fassbender's, his portrayal, his acting style is great, and his characters are interesting, and where it goes is somewhat interesting. But at the end of the day, why do I just not care? That's the question going on in my mind right now. Why do I not care? All right, everyone. Not a bad film, not a terrible film, but in the scheme of the whole franchise now of Alien, this is definitely one of the weakest chapters, I have to say, in this franchise. And I have to say I was slightly disappointed. But again, there's lots to offer with visual and eye candy and stuff like that. Some nice moments, even though there is a lot of stuff in here that I thought just did not work. And I feel so frustrated as a fan of this series. So maybe I'm going to be kind with my final rating, but here it is. I am going to give Alien Covenant, I'm going to give it a solid 2.5 stars out of 4. Thank you so much for watching. Please like, comment, and share this video. And also, please check out these amazing movie websites. And if you enjoyed this review, please click here to subscribe to my channel, and also please check out all my recent reviews right here on YouTube. Have a great day, live film, find peace, happiness, and harmony in anything and everything you do, and I'll talk to you at my next movie review.